Happy Monday, Claudia, and happy Monday, Palm Springs.
Yeah, and oh, happy Columbus Day, Conrad.
That's
How are you
right.
celebrating?
Yeah, just another day
I
in the
think
life.
I'll roll my float. I think I'll roll my float around the pool.
That'd be great. That'd be
We
great.
have a little bit of a warming trend again, huh?
We do have one coming up, although right now, this past 2 days, been beautiful. Been beautiful.
Oh, I know. I'm
Yes.
still feeling for Tahiti, so I kind of dressed up for the event because we're going to talk fashion today.
Well, I love that. That must be a new dress. That's beautiful
It
looking.
is a new dress from Jillian, our dear friend at Antique Galleries, and Zimbo Retro.
Love that. Love that.
Tahiti.
And something that's really happening right now, which I think all of our viewers know, is that it is time to vote.
Definitely. Have you
Yes,
gotten your ballot? Did you get your ballot yet?
we got our ballot. We filled it out, and we turned it in today at one of the drop boxes. So
Yay! I've got mine. We're waiting for Alan's. And we're doing the same thing. We're going to go, I think, drop it off. So
good deal. And we did two birds in one stone. We did voting today, and we got our flu shots. So we are protected.
You did? I've never had a flu shot, so I don't know.
Yeah, we did it. We've always gotten one, and so far so good. So if you get one, everybody, now's the time. I heard
they do advise it. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I heard on the news the other day that they said they should try to do it about 2 weeks before Halloween in case you're going out, because it takes about that long for it to kick in, supposedly. So
are you trick or treating?
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
No.
So
we have a lot to talk about.
Yes.
One thing I wanted to mention was the much awaited Palm Springs aerial tramway opened this weekend. Opened like just on Friday. So
Yes.
with a lot of course, safety restrictions, limited capacity, social distancing, and your tickets must be purchased online. So if you go to palmspringstramway.com, you can find out all of the information. They have a cool video that you're actually in the driver's seat and you're driving down Palm Canyon and turning up to Tramway Drive and what happens each step of the way.
That's
Because
great.
They want to make sure you have your ticket in hand first. There's not going to be any waiting in line, anything like that.
So I wonder how many people are going to be inside that container where you go up.
A very small amount. They said they can't necessarily do 6 feet apart, but they do have windows open. You know how it goes all around.
Right.
And there's lots of air circulation, but I guarantee they're not going to cram. I think it's 25% capacity, something like that.
Well, it's just nice to have the tram open again.
Yeah. And the only place open for hiking right now is Long Valley. So that's the big, you go down that big ramp and you've got, but in Long Valley, you've got 5 desert lookout points. So that's good. That's good to start, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think they just don't want people getting lost in the wilderness, or they won't know what's going on when people are camping or
makes sense. It all makes sense.
Yeah,
If people are staying home, as you know, I do my Conrad's Corner midweek 1-minute entertainment reviews.
Film reviews.
Look at these. These are the various reviews that I have coming up. So we know cats. That should be right. That should be very. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm going to be reviewing it, so we'll know soon what.
Okay.
Because we just have a National Coming Out Day. The Boys in the Band.
Definitely want to see Boys in the Band. Yeah.
And then here's one that's really interesting, whether you've seen this one or not. Class Action Park. Have you heard about this one?
No.
It's about a park that takes place in New Jersey, and it is a no-holds-bar park, and it should be.
Yes, I've heard about it. It was Action Park. Yeah, it was Action Park, New Jersey.
Exactly.
Didn't we talk about this once?
I don't know. Maybe we did.
Many incidents of which people would not necessarily live to tell the story.
Yes, most definitely. And I'm going to be reviewing all 3 of those in the next couple of weeks. So you'll be able to see those coming up here on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and all those great things.
Yeah, well, I mean, so much has happened. We took a trip down to La Jolla and had 2 great days. And I'm going to talk about Joan and Gary Gann just for a touch, because they are basically a preservation institution. I mean, here in Palm Springs, and
most definitely.
We of course have interviewed them at their home in Vista Las Palmas, which is absolutely beautiful.
Right.
This is it's a total different look of this home that they bought and brilliantly preserved in La Jolla. And it was designed by Bob Liebner, who was I believe, like an aeronautics engineer. This is the only architectural design he ever did.
Wow.
And just to preserve it, when they came across this property, it looks like an airplane taking off from the top of a canyon.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it really amazing.
And so I'm sorry about that. You were also you interviewed somebody past week, right? About an event that's coming up.
Well, yes, the event. Who I interviewed was Mitchell Karp of Mitchell's Palm Springs, who is high-end vintage clothing, and he in partnership with Mindy King, who runs the Vintage Market, who we had a chat with last week.
Right.
Coordinate, and twice a year, and it happens during Modernism Fall Preview or Modernism Week, but it is not a part of Modernism. They hold what's called the curated collection of all kinds of vintage clothing and now furniture, and it's held at Temple Isaiah here in town. But this year, it's going to be this Saturday, it will be a total outdoors event, and there will be 20 vendors, small but very well curated. So we're going to have I had a nice interview with Mitchell, who's showing some of his beautiful Pucci and different vintage collectibles that, are going to be available. And we're also going to take you back to February, at the time of February Modernism Week, when the curated collection does a big event of fashion show. I mean, this is an intense, amazing fashion show. Champagne, cocktails, lunch,
let's take a look
shopping.
Let's take a look at this video, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about, I believe, Preview Modernism Week is coming up soon. So let's take a look at that.
It's Modernism Week Fall Preview, right?
Let's take a look at the video.
Okay.
Well, I'm here at the iconic Temple Isaiah by the famous desert architect E. Stewart Williams, built in the 50s. And I'm really excited to be here with Mitchell. We all know Mitchell from Mitchell's Palm Springs, the amazing vintage shop. Not just vintage shop, beyond vintage shop. Wouldn't you say, Mitchell?
I'd say so.
Tell us about your shop, and tell us about the upcoming curated collection, which desert insiders such as me and vintage lovers just can't wait to happen. And it happens only twice a year, right?
It does. The curated collection is a event that I partnered with Mindy King, who runs the Palm Springs Vintage Market.
Yes.
And because I'm president of Temple Isaiah, we decided that we would do a fundraiser for the show, for the temple. And the show really acts as a catalyst to do something for the community and for the city of Palm Springs.
And it's going to be running a little differently this season, right? Due to COVID.
Yes, COVID. So everybody will be wearing their masks, and everybody will be socially distancing. We're going to have about 20 vendors in our parking lot. Usually the event is held at our Warsaw Pavilion, but this year it's outside, and this year we've added home decor. So there's going to be mid-century furniture, home items. There are going to be some great vendors from the Palm Springs Vintage Flea Market.
Which opened yesterday.
Yes, it did. I was there. And we're going to also have vendors coming in from Los Angeles and Orange County. So it's going to be a real treat. You have to really want to come sell if you want to drive 2 hours. So and brave the heat. But
let me just show all of our viewers where it's going to be situated. Sorry, you have such a large parking lot here.
Yes,
so I think there'll be plenty of room to spread out.
Absolutely, we're going to use half of the parking lot for the vendors, and then the other half is going to be for parking.
Okay, great. That's fine. So we'll have plenty of room to just peruse around. And what am I looking at behind here? Some of these amazing vintage pieces.
These are cherry-picked items. The first item is a 1970s, early 70s Emilio Pucci. I've got some Dynasty, not the show, Dynasty from Hong Kong. I've got some Mr. Dino pieces. I've got a few left.
Do you want to show a few of these?
Absolutely. So let me show you this to you. So this is a vintage Pucci from the 1960s, all silk.
Oh, stunning.
Really, in iconic, pristine condition. This is a beautiful piece. This is a dynasty piece. This is a caftan. You know how everybody in Palm Springs
exactly.
We all love our caftans.
I think these are going to go quickly.
So when I show caftans, I always think poolside. I have a beautiful. Which one is this? This is the David Brown with the tiger on it. If you can see the pattern.
Ooh, stunning. It's really stunning.
And then here's another dynasty, more of an Asian motif.
Yeah. Oh, these are just beautiful.
And then this seems to be a fan favorite. This I just got
I love this.
This is a John Leslie. This is also kind of inspired by Pucci. This is 70s, kind of whimsical.
Oh, beautiful. Now, what are the price points of some of your? Because these are really collector's items.
Yes.
Not to mention what you're wearing.
Well, this is very rare. This is a men's Pucci. He made men's wear for one season only, and it was made by Xenia. And it was sold at Saks. Yes, it was sold at Saks and it's sold at Neiman's. And I was lucky enough to acquire a couple pieces. So there is going to be men's wear at this vintage event.
That's right.
There's going to be women's wear. There's going to be everything. So the price points of some of these items are inexpensive, $95 all the way up to $1,000. It really depends on what the piece is. At my store, I have a price range for everybody. So if you haven't been to my store, it's really, really a treat.
But these truly are collector's items.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is a vintage...
oh, that's gorgeous.
Look how gorgeous this is.
That is gorgeous.
This is Susan Small. This is from the UK. Sort of got a Grecian motif.
Ooh. Oh, okay. I'll take one of everything, Mitchell. And there is only one of everything. These are not multiples.
No, this is
and Mindy is going to be you're going to be working with Mindy from the vintage market.
Yeah, she'll be here with me.
Right.
Yes. She's resting from her weekend.
Well, I have a great interview with her too that we're going to be showing on our show.
Nice.
But let's talk about the date. It's going to be the curated collection will be October 17th, correct?
Yes, it's from 10 to 4.
10 to 4.
So
do we need tickets?
Yes, tickets are available on Eventbrite. If you go to our Facebook page, A Curated Collection, or if you go to our Instagram, It's a Curated Collection.
Okay.
There is a ticket link in both of those pages.
Okay, great.
The ticket prices are $5 to get in, so we will be taking cash at the door, but most people now like to do it cashless. So.
Okay, it's basically the same price as the vintage market.
It is. We
that's great.
made everything very affordable for this event.
Now,
COVID.
where do the proceeds go to?
The proceeds are donated to Temple Isaiah.
Okay,
so
great.
this is actually a fundraiser for Temple Isaiah.
Right.
And we usually do this during Modernism Weekend. And because Modernism Week went virtual this year, we decided that we're still going to keep the event because I really think that people are really hungry for some event to go to.
Exactly. I know, and it's outdoors. It'll be totally safe.
Absolutely.
And so it'll be October 17th. Mitchell, thank you so much. We're all going to be looking so forward to this. Oh, one more question.
Sure.
Can you place an order in advance?
You can always place an order in advance if there's something that you see that you like.
Just go to Mitchell's, right?
Absolutely. Mitchell's Palm Springs.
Okay. Thanks, Mitchell.
Thank you.
All right.
Wow, that looks pretty cool. I'm going to see if I can try to go to that.
Oh yeah, the thing is, it's going to be outdoors. It's going to be spaced out. It should be a beautiful day, and I believe, and it's a nominal price to get in. Just check on com or on Facebook or on Instagram, and you'll find out all the details. You can also order your ticket in advance. So that should be a really fun event. And the night before, Friday night, kicks off Modernism Week Fall Preview, and it's all virtual this year. I think most of you may know, just a few events, about 7. But the kickoff on Friday night it's the Zoom Room, hosted by the fabulous Kelly McQuinn, Palm Springs home. And you get tickets, which are only $5, and you can join the Zoom Room happy hour Friday night from 6 to 7. So that's kind of going to be like a great party to just sort of kick off this weekend.
Another great way to stay home and yet get outside.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's great. And you can just join when you want to, chat along, see your friends.
Sounds good.
Talk about things. Yeah.
All right. So once again, we prove that the desert is alive and well, doing things, getting outside, going to Zoom rooms, getting up to the tram, watching movies. There's things happening.
There's a lot happening. So happy fall to everyone.
Happy fall, everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Bye, Conrad. Woo-hoo.